Welcome back to Sushimi's House. I'm your loving host, Master Sushimi. Joined today by my sweet sister, Ice Bubbie.
Hello.
We're back with some more of the Outbound Ghost. Sort of in our... I guess I'll treat these like regular episodes, not bonus episodes.
Sure. I mean, whatever you want. Whatever floats your boat. So continuing the thoughts and feelings.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. I mean, if only prayers truly fix things. Please don't at me. Please do not come to me. If you're religious, that's fine. But anyway. So I'm starting off.
If you're religious, pray on it and shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Leave us alone about it.
That was not me this time.
I have nothing against religious people, but don't.
No.
Don't impose it on others.
I meant the big ol' F-bomb within the first minute.
Whatever.
Oops. Anywho.
I'm not gonna make any money off of this shit.
You never know.
Nobody watches this show.
You never know.
Specifically this series.
Especially not because we just slam dunked so hard.
We just shit all over it.
We really did.
And we'll continue to do so for the next couple episodes.
Here we go. Let me open up my notebook.
Here we go again.
So, one of the questions we had is, why does protagonist trigger Adrian's memories or like such a strong reaction? Because that's kind of like why? Like, why us? So, I'm trying to remember if you and I both came up with these theories or if you and I came up with one together and then I thought of the other later. I don't know for sure. But I'll say we, because, again, it was sort of like a discussion. Oh, that's why.
So, we don't get that shield until, like, chapter 4. So you have to know to come back through the cave.
To be fair, there was a lot we were like, we need to come back for. Like, a lot.
Yeah, but, like, the game doesn't make it easy.
No,
because they force you to be Adrian for 16 years.
Yeah, that was rough. So, there's one of two theories. So, again, it's talked about a lot that Outbound is a small town where everybody knows everybody keeps to themselves, and they don't like outsiders. So we were like, well, he as an Adrian, like, knows everybody in the town except this one person. So when he tries to remember really hard who this person is, it probably just, like, puts, like, stress on his mind and therefore, like, overloads his brain and, like, causes him pain. Actually, you definitely came up with that one. I remember you using the phrase overload.
Yeah, my thought process behind it was that basically him realizing that this person is the odd one out in their memories kind of forces them to almost looking through a Rolodex style, be like, where do I know this person? Do I know this person? Why don't I know this person?
Right.
Why do I know everybody? And then, like, in that being like, oh, I murdered somebody, but his brain basically is like, oh, you can't remember that. So, like, it turns into this weird feedback loop that results in terrible pain.
Connecting to that, I had a thought later where subconsciously, because I said or somewhere.
I'm just going to make one of these.
That's fine. Subconsciously, his brain is aware that this is the one person he did not kill.
Right.
So, like, he knows everybody and he knows who he killed and who probably is vaguely aware of who died from poisoning and who did he kill with his bare hands. So when he sees one person who he's like, well, you weren't dead with poison, but I also did not kill you.
So what gives?
What gives? And his brain kind of freaks out because it's like, it just causes him to have a breakdown because it's like, oh, this is the one that got away. You know what I mean? Like, his brain is kind of like, this one wasn't killed by you, and now you have to deal with that, and it just, like, refuses to, like, let him remember that. So that was one thing.
And again, that's a theory, a game theory, if you will, because...
Matt Pat, watch out.
Yeah, watch out,
There's two of us, one of you.
I'm coming for the throne. No, I haven't watched his stuff in a long time, but I'm sure it's still great.
I was obsessed with his 5 Nights videos.
Yeah.
Not even kidding, but yeah.
But yeah, nothing in the game really proves that. We have to fill in that gap ourselves, which is one of my least favorite things in, like, media.
Right.
You know?
Even protagonists,
whether it's video games or, whatever.
Even the death of the protagonist, right? Again, they kind of really in your face sort of. I remember being like, wow, it's kind of grim that you start the game and there's just a car crash. Like our body's just right there. You know, how long did it take for us to go from body to ghost? That's also something that really they never really dive into. Is it like, do you die immediately and then boom, you are a ghost? Or is there some like waiting period, or like what's going on? Because that means that like the moment we start the game, we just
I mean, the fire's
die.
still lit, so it can't have been more than, a day.
A day, yeah. So like a 24 these guys. A 24-hour situation.
Is there no music? No, there's music.
It's just very quiet. And I'm loud. So our body's like right there. Titties out. Barbecue sauce on our titties.
Barbecuing our titties.
Barbecuing our titties. No. So we assume pretty strongly, of course, we died from the car crash, right? The evidence, the bonds were all there. Mr. Clues.
Wow, we're doing great.
I did such a bad job. But Sush made a good point, which was like, okay, why did we crash? Like,
yeah, there's really not a reason for us to have crashed besides like ill luck.
Right. And it's like, that seems awful convenient.
Like the way this game was advertised almost felt like you were trying to solve your own murder. And that's not what's happening.
Yeah,
actually.
No, not at all. So it's like, why did we crash? That seems weird, you know? Like, it's not like we tried not to hit somebody and then swerve because, like, everyone's dead.
Right.
So.
Again, a theory that I had was maybe we saw a ghost and freaked out.
True. And then we obviously don't, like, remember that because, you know, we have amnesia.
We didn't remember anything
or,
at
like,
the beginning of the game.
We were in such a hurry to get to our sister that we crashed because we were driving irresponsibly. Like, I guess. Yeah, it's a lot of a dry wind. A lot of like, well, maybe this, well, maybe that. Again, we don't know.
And we never will know.
And we won't. So, here's another point we had, which was, can non-Varangians control figments? Like, do you have to be Varangian? If so, is Grandma Varangian? And is seeing figments genetic? Right?
Yeah.
Because we have
Infect is pretty good.
We have, I'm sorry.
Who's Max?
We have 6 people, actually 7, confirmed that can see and control figments. We have Adrian, or he's not Varangian, actually. We have Levi, Varangian. We have the sheriff, who we know can do it. I think even either does it or it's like mentioned. Varangian. We have Grandma. We have Protagonist. And then we have Mary and Shirley. So we actually have 7. 7 people confirmed that we know can see and control figments. Only 2 are people we know for sure are Varangian. Again, could Grandma be ex-Varangian? And then by genetics, it gets passed down to us, sure. But then that still leaves Mary and Adrian unanswered. And also, by that extension, then why can't Linda?
Hey, also this area?
Oh, that gave me chills.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there again, a lot of unanswered.
So many caskets. A weird amount of just, like, phantoms who we're led to believe aren't human, but, like, some weird, like...
some thought.
Not even thought, but almost like primordial beings.
Yeah. It's so... Yeah. It's things that are interesting that we really thought there would be diving into, and then there wasn't, and so just now becomes some random choice. You know, it's no longer... yeah. So yeah, that was sort of something we were kind of confused about. So TV tropes actually, not so much directly with this, but does...
Gotta look something up real quick.
That's fine.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Does talk about, they basically, label a lot of what happens in the game as hallucinations. You know, to give you an example, when Adrian first meets the protagonist and Mary, right? You know, we are like, why is he freaking out? And then, of course, at the final boss, it's from Adrian's perspective where he sees Mary and protagonist as evil figments. Or apparitions, rather. So, of course, like, now we understand, oh, he was, like, seeing us in a very, very different light, and therefore, wanted to go on the defensive. But then it becomes a question of, like, well, is that a hallucination? And if so, like, why?
Yeah, because, like, Mary wasn't really doing anything wrong.
Correct. And then cut to later,
guess, again,
where Mary starts seeing things.
Theoretically, that could be, like, his brain trying to protect him from the truth.
Right.
And so, like, it villainized Mary, even though she, again, wasn't really doing anything wrong.
Right, she's just vouching for the stranger, which everybody was kind of like, I don't know about that. And then, you know, cut to Mary's chapter, where she, first of all, kind of out of nowhere, gains the ability to see and control figments. But then on top of that, it starts off practically as a hallucination. And even we were giving Michael shit, where Michael's like, are you hallucinating? Like, are you seeing things? You know, and it's like, well, actually, it seems like yes, maybe. Not really 100% sure. But then by extension, like, does that mean Grandma is just hallucinating shit in the garden? Which, I mean, hey, maybe. She's a ghost. She has dementia. She's old. It could be.
God, ghost dementia sounds like the worst.
It is, because she literally can never have a son because she can never remember her birth. And we did discuss this, and it's
True.
Grim as fuck. And, you know, main character.
I know I have to be in the drylands. I don't know where in the drylands, because this guy does not.
Specific.
Yeah.
Again, so I guess protagonists also hallucinate sometimes. I guess so. You know, when Linda starts to see Mary and Michael all over the desert, is that just her hallucinating? Why? And again, why can't she see figments or whatever? So, like, that's just super, a lot of weirdness.
I don't think it's this way.
They're ghosts. It's weird. Some stuff doesn't maybe need an answer, but kind of would have been nice to have some sort of anything. So, and on that too, TV tropes makes the argument that perhaps when there's just a lot of mental or emotional stress, it can trigger either one of those events or for you to develop the ability. Like, you know, Linda starts seeing Mary and Michael as all the enemies because she just saw them ascend, which, you know, you can say all you want. It probably was a little traumatic for her because, you know, it's like watching someone die.
In a way, yeah.
Even though it's a good thing, like, it's still watching somebody, you know, just disappear.
We hope it's a good thing, because they specifically say, like, no, we don't actually know what happens after you ascend.
That's true. We have no clue. So we would like to think it's a good thing, but we have no idea. No clue. Zero. Nada.
Which, sorry, thinking about it that way, that's also pretty chilling, because it, like, this game asserts that there is an afterlife, or, you know, being a ghost if you have a burden.
Mm-hmm.
But then it also creates the end of that afterlife and repopulates the question of, like, well, is there something after this?
Is there something after the afterlife?
Oh, no!
Is there an afterlife or a post afterlife? Right. And if so, is it good? Is it emptiness? What is it?
Right.
You know? Yeah, no, it's like, is this considered purgatory where we're all ghosts now? You know, you don't know. So,
damn it.
So yeah, so who gets to see figments besides the two Varangians seems a little, like, pick and choosy, you know? Because other characters also endured stress, and yet they were able to not able to, you know? And again, we have Grandma, who we have no context for. Why can Grandma see them? What did Grandma do wrong, or didn't do wrong, or did right? I don't know. Yeah. Interesting. This is one of the final bosses?
No, this is not. This is one that we basically just missed.
Oh, we just missed it. Okay, got it.
Because the only time you can come back here is at the end of chapter 4.
Yeah. Touching on who can see figments, again, where the fuck did Shirley go? I think actually, and this could be just my memory, I think Shirley just goes back to town with Grandpa.
Maybe.
I think she just kind of is like, well, that's enough of my teenage rebellion, I guess. I'm good now. Again, why can't she see and control figments? We don't know. Maybe the emotional stress of being dead, because that's something that we kind of glossed over, is the fact that she is not tolerating the fact that she's dead well.
Fair,
like,
yeah.
that's kind of, we were like, gosh, she kind of sucks, but it's like, oh wait, no, this is like ideally a young woman just like trying really hard to accept that she's dead. And not only that she's dead, but that she's not like dead, that like something's keeping her here and she doesn't know what it is. So there's that. Like, good luck. You have fun with that now. Figure out how to move on to the beyond, assuming the beyond is good. Which, again, we don't know. Yeah, again, what are these fuckers? We don't know. I had a curiosity as to whether, and probably not, because it is mentioned that Adrian's family had money, but they seem to just be textile. I think it specifically said they were like textile company or something. But I was like, I wonder if they were like involved in the poisonings. Like, not even like a purposeful shitty like we're gonna kill these people way, but in like a,
it's possible.
A big pump.
Textiles have a lot of chemical runoff.
I was gonna say a big company did a big whoopsie oh, and then maybe he felt guilty about it. Like, he knew, like, this is, in a way, my fault. Like, this is my family's doing. And so I have to, and maybe that's why it's so, like, I have to guide them into the afterlife. Like, it will be my guiding hand that will take them where they need to go situation, which, like, what the fuck? So, really, at the end of the day, Adrian Ackerman was just probably just an entitled piece of shit who, had this weird breakdown and made a decision of, I have to take care of it, I guess, because people are dying slowly and painfully, and then regretted it immediately after, and then was like, well, time to die.
We definitely never talked to this dude.
Time to... yeah, it's similar shit of what the others say.
Right, whatever, dude.
Yeah, whatever, man. I just had that little blip, that thought, because I was like, I wonder if his family was involved. Those are the notes I have, but I do have the TV tropes thing pulled up just because there was like a lot of interesting stuff. Again, literally TV tropes was the way I figured out the plot, because I was like, what just happened in front of me? A few interesting things they pointed out. I like that they were like, this has the decoy protagonist trope, which is the initial ghost you play as, who is featured most prominently in promotional material and is also in the game's logo, is only played as for the first chapter. You play as a different character in each chapter, and the one who comes closest to being the actual protagonist is Adrian.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which we pointed out while playing the game, of course. We were like, wow, we're playing a lot like Adrian. It's like, well, yeah, because the big reveal is that he's the killer, which we had predicted early on. We had been like,
we figured it was either protagonist or Adrian.
But like, there just really didn't seem a lot leading for it to be protagonist after a while, because again, it was literally like, we just showed up, like, it just seems weird if we're the ones, because we like just got here. Levi's thing was kept super like vague. Like, we know that he has a burden, and we know it's likely related to being part of the apocalypse cult, but we don't really get a whole lot from that. Like, I guess his burden is knowing that maybe using figments for, like, mental warfare was bad, and now TV tropes is, like, it says, Levi was a member of the apocalypse cult at Escalis, and having learned of the power of figments through it, believes that helping figment user Adrian escape from Outbound is the best course of action. So, like, I don't know, I guess finding somebody who doesn't know how to use these and making sure he doesn't use them for evil is like his I'm gonna free myself ?
Theoretically, yeah, could be.
Theoretically. Again, a lot of assumptions. You have to make a lot of assumptions. Yeah, of course one of the bigger tropes is the, oh god, what have I done? Which is Adrian coming to the conclusion of, oh god, what have I done, after he killed everybody. A lot of tropes. not a bad thing. I'm sure if you look through any program, show, game, whatever, you will find a fuck ton.
Yeah, I mean, like, tropes are
good
more...
things. Kind of.
I wouldn't say they're necessarily good things so much as they are, like, categories.
Yeah, that's the better word for it. Not good things, but, you know, they're there. Leak level. Oh, yeah. Scales. Or Scaleless, whatever. Let's see. Decoy protagonist again. Disappeared dad, which is Mary and Michael's dad, who peaced out.
Alright. Homeboy dealt with. Utter pilfer.
So I'm still reading through some of these, make sure I'm not missing anything.
That's fair.
Repel. Yeah, I'm repelled from coming to the fucking desert.
Got him.
Sorry.
Mass singe.
Oh, yeah.
Wind. Eruption.
The heroic mime. The ghost that the player names at the start of the game doesn't have any dialogue boxes while under the player's control. Once the player switches to controlling someone else, he's perfectly capable of speaking with the once more with clarity segments, even showing what he actually was saying while under the player's control. So it's like a fake.
Oh, yeah. You're like a silent protagonist until you're not.
Mm-hmm. You're a silent protagonist literally only
during the time that you're in control.
Controlling character.
Which is weird, frankly.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, Left Hanging. Chapter 3 ends with Lee, Linda, and Adrian. Also, protagonist Linda and Adrian deciding to finally work together to understand the secret behind figments, only for chapter 4 to be a whole episode flashback combined with once more with clarity as Adrian figures out the driving question. Driving question being like, who's the killer?
Oh, we're past time for next time.
Oh, oops.
All right, well, next time at Tsushimi's house, we're going to carry on with more of this. Later, folks.
Bye.
You gotta know you're in for something special. You gotta feel it in your bones. Oh, you're gonna find what you need all in time. If you're looking for it, na 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 na. If you're looking for it, na